Back with another interactive video, probably my favorite kind of video to make on this channel. I've done quite a few of these can you read the game like videos with guys like Anthony Black from this draft, Giddy, Trey Young, etc. And now it is time for Amen Thompson to shine. If you don't know how these videos work, I am going to play 10 clips and I'm going to pause the clip at an action point, a decision point. I'm going to give you options and 5 seconds to guess which option you think the player is going to take, and then we're going to run it and break it down. As I said, there's going to be 10, so tally your score out of 10. Leave it down below in the comments. I think this one might be one of the more difficult ones because Amen is such a monster passer and genius scorer and playmaker. And this was definitely the hardest one to narrow down the clips. I can make 4 of these with all unique clips based on what Amen has done just this season. So without further ado, let's get into it. Amen begins this play driving to the left using this pick and roll. We're going to freeze right here. Is Amen going to shoot this pull-up jumper? Is he going to pass to the roll in this space, or is he going to kick to the corner? I'll give you 5 seconds. Let's watch the clip. And even though this ended up being a turnover, I think this is a great one to start off to show off the unbelievable creativity that Amen has as a passer, where he uses his whole body and pumps like a quarterback here to make this help defender sag to the middle and find this roll man to open up a wide open pass to the corner that he smokes a little bit, and it's a turnover. But the idea, the manipulation, and the ability to use his athleticism to sell these plays like few other passers can. He is a practitioner of the jump pass, as we'll get into, which is a bad idea for a lot of players, but for players, special passers like Tyrese Halliburton and him, he can use his threat of a jump and this athletic movement to kind of put the defense out of sorts and then make a great play and find an open teammate. And those are the kind of plays that are going to create great shots once he gets to the NBA level. All right. It is time for play number 2, where we saw men revving up in a pick and roll. And now we are going to have a decision point. Is Amen going to find the wing shooter, skip to the corner, or skip to the opposite corner? I'll give you 5 seconds. Let's run the clip. As we see another example of manipulation and jump passing here for Amen. And here he uses the jump pass along with his body language and his eyes to move this defender out of the way. His torso and such being parallel to the sideline and parallel to this teammate sends the defense initially in this direction, which gives him just the tiny window he needs to get this pass through and to give his shooter a chance. The manipulation, the athletic jump to kind of freeze and fool the defense, it is so great, and he's so great picking out these high value skip passes and laydowns and finding open teammates like his brother here for an open 3. So that is pass number 2. Let's move on to the third play. Going to pause at this decision point here. Is Asar going to 1, pull up for a little jumper? 2, is he going to find the roll man? Or 3, is he going to skip to the corner? I will give you 5 seconds. Let's see it. This time, Amen elects to score. The intermediate floater range scoring game is certainly a weakness for him, but I think it's an important counter to add. On plays like this, where he jumps in the air, and oftentimes he would use this hang time to open up a read, but there really isn't anything great here. This pass to the corner is open, but it's not easy with 2 defenders smothered in his face, and these 2 defenders are in good position to help on the roll, so Amen decides just to float a little shot in. Having that counter is so important because if he doesn't have that, then defenders can sit back, play the passing lanes, park at the rim, and force him to take these kind of tough intermediate shots. But flashing the ability to hit these is really important, and it's good to see Amen make that decision and to make that pass right there. Let's get on to the 4th clip, I believe, where Amen is setting up a pick and roll, and here we're going to have a little freeze point where he's coming at the drop defender. Is Amen going to take it all the way to the rim himself, lay it down to the roll man in space, or is he going to find the weak side guy in the short corner? I'll give you 5 seconds. Let's take a look. As this one was probably one of the easier ones so far. Amen using his blinding burst and athleticism to get right into the big man here. And also look at his eyes. Look at the manipulation again, staring straight at the basket. So this big has no idea what he's doing. Puts his hand up as if he's guarding a shot. And since this is an empty side pick and roll and the help is late, Amen can fire it over to his big man rolling with him for an easy layup. I mean, it's simple pick and roll stuff that's made even easier by Amen's crazy athleticism and ability to use manipulation and pace to fool and throw off defenders. This is what he does, as we're kind of seeing. All right, fifth clip. Let's get into it. Amen is heading downhill, leaves his feet once again with a couple cutters going to the rim. Is he going to pass here to this cutter? Is he going to pass to the middle? Or is he going to kick out to the wing shooter? I'll give you 5 seconds to decide. Let's run the clip. Amen is a master at picking out layup passes and like getting his teammates the best possible reads. As we see him make a play, he picks up the ball, gets in here, and this cutter is pretty wide open, but this defender's hips are flipped in such a way where he can slide over pretty naturally to cut off this pass. And this guy would be getting the ball further from the rim, giving this help defender more time to recover. But because this defender is in front of Amen's big man here, this defender has to turn his hips to open up and turn around to contest this shot, and it's far too late. Amen gets it there well before this big man can get his hips around, and it's a wide open layup. And again, in the NBA, when he has better teammates and better big men, the extent to which those can be lobs and easy finishes just goes up. So we're halfway through. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope your score is good so far and you're excited to keep going. Let's go with clip number 6, where we have another Amen setting up drive, where we see a kind of point where he's about to leave his feet and get into an action. Is Amen going to kick to this weak side corner? Is he going to find his big man down low? Or is he going to shoot the ball himself? I will give you 5 seconds. Let's run it. Here we have another awesome interior pass by Amen, where it might look like this is the more open pass right here when we freeze it, since it seems like the paint is crowded. But Amen, again, great at reading momentum, as all great passers are. He knows that this defender is not like in an athletic position to help down. This defender is also not in an athletic position to help down. And we see the jump pass aiding him again, where Amen drifts towards the rim, and you can see him looking at the basket before he makes that pass. These 4 defenders all converge, fearing one of his, patented crazy hang time scoop layups. And because he can jump from, the free throw line and hang in the air and scoop in a layup, an ill-advised play for many players, but commonplace for Amen, defenses have to fear that. And Amen will be able to make this play and get the ball to his big man, a high-value pass, and another dunk. So let's move on to clip number 7, where we see Amen beat his man middle and then hesitate a little bit. So is Amen going to skip to one of the corners? Is he going to find his roll man? Or is he going to score himself? I'll give you 5 seconds. Let's roll the clip. As this time Amen sees his runway and takes it. This little hesitation, though, it freezes the defense. Amen doesn't really need this, especially at this competition level. At times you see there isn't a real big defender back. There's no great help. And Amen knows this, that at the NBA level, there's going to be actual help defense there. But the advantage creation initially with his burst and the manipulation with his pacing is still there. He forces this nailed defender out with that little hesitation. And he sees that this defender is deep tagging the roll, meaning that's probably not a great option either. And while the corners definitely could be, he has a wide open runway and he's like the best athlete ever. So he's just going to take it himself. All right, let's do clip number 8. We have Amen setting up a little pick and roll here. And he's going to get another look at the rim here, getting to the rim. So is Amen going to shoot the ball himself? Is he going to kick to his cutter right here? Or is he going to kick to the corner man cutting in? I will give you 5 seconds. Let's run the clip. Once again, another jump pass. We see Amen using his burst here initially just to blow into the paint. And while this could be an easy layup, he notices 2 defenders leave the ground. And he honestly could have probably tried to make this pass, but it would have been much more difficult to find a way to get the ball. He would have had to wrap it even tighter around these defenders or do something crazy. But this guy, sometimes the simple play is the best play. And this is an example of how his burst and advantage creation creates simple passing reads, where Amen leaps in the air, he has a guy cutting right in front of him, and he makes an easy drop off for a layup that would probably, or a play that would probably be a layup in the NBA. So there's just Amen's advantage creation aiding his passing, such an important blend of skills that I've talked about plenty of times on this channel. All right, this is clip number 9, I think. So Amen is going to get into this pick and roll action. He's going to drive, set up to, work on a jump or a pass, and we have this little motion here. So is Amen going to pull up from the mid-range himself? Is he going to kick out to one of his wing corner players, or is he going to find the roll? I'll give you 5 seconds. Let's run this clip. Here we see Amen's excellent passing craft showing off as Amen initially pumps to this middle pass, but there are 2 big defenders in his face. But Amen knows the pass he wants. This layup guy, this guy is still wide open under the paint. There's no help anywhere near. And he knows if he can just get the ball there, it's going to be 2 points. So Amen, instead of taking an easier pass, checking out to the corners, he uses that fake to move his defenders this way before changing his delivery angle around this defender. Because he was able to move these help defenders out of this space, he found his open teammate. This is fully Amen creating a wide open dunk that his teammate smoked, but the passing creation, the manipulation, and his use of craft and fakes there is really, really impressive. Let's get to the last play where we have Amen setting up in a pick and roll at this kind of inflection point. So is he going to find a skip pass to this weak side corner? Is he going to drive and find the roll man, or is he going to drive and score himself? I'll give you 5 seconds. Let's run it. As we see again, Amen's ridiculous athleticism and scoring tools, as well as his ability to read the defense, come into handy here. This skip pass probably could happen, but he knows he can score himself, and this big man opens up his top foot to Amen. He's opening up this way to slide because Amen is such a dangerous driver with his first step. You have to kind of overcompensate to slide with him, and he lowers his shoulder looking like he's going to drive, but Amen can do this like weird Saquon Barkley, Barry Sanders hop step low pickup that you just don't see and explode into the rim and finish through contact. Just another example of Amen combining his ridiculous feel for the game and ability to read defenders, read their momentum, and read where they're going, combining that with his athletic tools to just create ridiculously awesome plays constantly. Shout out Scouting Report. Their content is invaluable for highlight watchers like me these days. So let me know how you did. Comment your score below or on Twitter or whatever. Like, comment, subscribe would be fantastic if you want more content like this. Amen is amazing, and I hope this helped you understand a little better how he thinks the game and how Amen is able to use his blend of all-time athletic tools and passing creativity to be a really, really exciting primary initiator prospect in this year's draft.